Hello guys, I am Caleb Palem, and today I will be showing you how to make a good Sonic OC. That's right, you can kiss your days of recoloring this very Sonic sprite and calling it Jerome or Jacob the Hedgehog goodbye. Because now you can learn how to make a good Sonic OC that isn't whatever that is. Buckle up and let's go. Step 1. Species. Now, to pick your species, you can pick from any animal at all. It can be, say, a Delhi penguin, a Arizona bulk scorpion, or a bird of paradise. Heck, it could even be a culp. However, there's one animal you should try and avoid making an OC of at all cost, and that's the hedgehog. Dun dun dun. Now you're probably wondering, but Caleb, why can't I make a hedgehog? Well, unless you want your species, your character, to look exactly like every single other hedgehog OC, I highly suggest you don't. Because there are way too many hedgehog OCs of Sonic. Like, a ridiculous amount. You could go on over to Google and look up, say, John the Hedgehog. Let's see what comes up. See? Sonic OC after Sonic OC after Sonic OC. Like, look at all these. I looked up John the Hedgehog, and look how many results came up for John the Hedgehog. Seriously. Why are there so many for this one name? Anyways, if you truly want to make an original Sonic OC, pick any animal except for a hedgehog. However, if you're insistent on picking a hedgehog, at least pick a different species of hedgehog, like the long-eared hedgehog. Or something. I don't know. There are also robots. If you don't feel like you OC, he should be an animal, try making it a robot. Or a human being even. Because the amount of human being in Sonic OCs is the same amount, is about as big as my ego. None. It means still all none. So, if you were to make one of these, you would actually be doing something that not a lot of people do. Step 2. Alt style. Now, there are two separate alt styles you can do when it comes to making a Sonic OC. There's the classic Sonic alt style, or the modern Sonic alt style. Now, the modern Sonic alt style is frankly the most used one out of all of them. And it's not that unique when you think about it. Like, seriously, this alt style has been used to literal death. Basically, it's a lot more complicated than the classic alt style, as now we have eye colors, all the characters have weird human-like shapes, their limbs are always bending, they have 5 fingers instead of the normal 4, and they're generally just not that fun to draw. The classic Sonic alt style, on the other hand, that's a completely different story. Cause this alt style was the OG Sonic. And it's pretty cool. As you can see, Sonic has, in this alt style, the characters have no eye color, 4 fingers. They don't have that much of a human alt style. The limbs still bend a lot, but they're a lot shorter now. And don't need and is more simple and cartoonish. So if you're looking to make it cartoonish like, that's the way to go. Step 3. Appearance. Now, your Sonic OC can appear in many different ways, and it's all up to you. First, I guess we should tackle the eyes. Now, this here Pinterest image I pulled up is a collection of every single eye that Sonic characters might have. And it was made by Amy Vezel. Welp, Amy, your whole picture, all picture. Anyways, Hayes, there are lots of things you need to focus on here. And that's, you don't need to focus on any of these other eyes, just these two eyes right here of Sonic's and Tails'. Now, the difference here is that some characters' eyes look like Tails'. They have two individual eyes and two pupils. Sonic's, on the other hand, looks like one giant eye with a weird shape and two pupils. Kind of gross, if you ask me. Anyways, Hayes, it doesn't really matter which one you use, as most of the time, this eye is usually used to represent a smug hug, or like confident expression, while these ones are used to use a generic happy expression. There are some other eyes you can pick from too. Like these eyes. Eyes that are completely black, with red pupils. Ugh. It gets scarier the longer you look at it. Maybe you character who can have eyelashes. Either one eyelash or two eyelashes. It doesn't really matter. Maybe they have a little ring over their eyes. Maybe they have no eyes. Seriously, if you don't want to give your character eyes, you don't have to. Sure, it may look a little bit creepy, but hey, if people find it creepy, that's their fault. Next up, we have outfits. For this, you can come up with any outfit idea you want. It can look however you want. Maybe you want to give your character a hat, some shoes, maybe overalls. Who knows? But one thing you can do, if you're stuck on ideas, is for what you want your character to look like, you can go into this here website. Hey, You Look Fab, and go to their outfit generator. Hey, it'll pick the department you want, and then generate it. Boom. Now your character is about to look swaggy. You can also give your character a new hairstyle if you feel like it. And there are a lot of hairstyles to choose from. Maybe you want it spiky, like Sonic's. Maybe you want a rat tail. Maybe you want no hair. Hey, if you want your character to be bald, I can't stop you, I guess. Step 4. Name and personality. Okay, so you've got the basic design done. Now, you need to give your character a name and a personality. Because come on, what's a character without a personality? A miserable little pile of secrets. Now, depending on what species you pick, go back to the first one to learn about species, you should probably pick a name that matches, that has the same letter as the species. Like, now, let's say you made your character a toad. You wouldn't call the toad Joseph, would you? No. You'd probably pick Tom the Toad, or Terry the Toad, or Thomas Toad. Any kind of toad. But that's not all. Some characters are named after things or ideas. Take Shadow the Hedgehog, who's named after the shadows. How about Knuckles, the character named after what happens in a boxing ring when and Muhammad Ali, he punches you straight in the jaw. Tails the fox, who's named after the two things that he has straight on his butt. And he gets insulted a lot. Guys, how about some F's? Tails. In the comments for Pool Tails. But we're not just gonna focus on names. No. Now, we have to go on to the personalities. I suggest that you go on to the 638 primary personality traits in order to find this. There's accessible, active, adaptable, admirable, adventurous, agreeable, alert, alloscenic, admirable, brilliant, capable, calm. The list goes on. Let's just move on to some of the negative traits that you could also give your character. Aggressive, absent-minded, boyish, deceptive, dominating, emotional, I would just add the word idiotic here because why not? Anyways, the list goes on. So let's move on to the next and final step. Step 5. Backstory. Now, you want your character to have a pretty unique backstory. Something that makes it tick. Something that makes people actually think that your OC is cool. Now, how normally people would be like, oh, I can just write it myself. Nope. You obviously can't, because you know for a fact that people will not go, never do that. So instead, they go to any random backstory generator. Like here. Spring hole net. Whatever that is. Or they just steal the backstory or from Batman. Or some other random superhero. Yeah. That's what they do sometimes. I can't help it. Bonus steps. Okay, so now you've gone through everything. And now know everything there is to know about how to make a good OC. But now I'll show you some of my tips and tricks to making a good OC. You ready? Cause I sure am not. Base it off a badnik. We all love badniks, don't we? Those cute, lovely creatures of nature that want to kill you for some reason. Don't be fooled by those cute eyes. Behind those eyes is a lust to kill. And maybe some AI. But you can make actual characters based off of these badniks. Just make them look like they're not hot robots and actual living creatures. Like this OC right here. Turbo the Turtle. This dude is pretty cool. He's an amazing turtle that actually managed to build a shell that could sprout wings and fly. When I drew these two, you knew I had to draw a picture of Sonic on top of it. It's actually kind of based off of another character, Boomer the Turtle, that's actually going to be Sonic's sidekick, but he got scrapped for no apparent reason. I don't know why. Other games. Now, this is pretty easy to do. All you have to do is ask the question, what if an enemy or character from this game was in a Sonic universe? You can do this with about any game, like Mario, Legend of Zelda, Colby, just about anyone you could put in Sonic and call it your own character. Just like this OC I made of a Goomba. Yeah, looking pretty cool. Way stronger than any Goomba that came before it. Make your character a clone of Sonic. So, you know how I said earlier that if you made a character that was a hedgehog, it wouldn't be very original? Well, it just depends on how you make the hedgehog. For example, you can make it kind of like a clone of Sonic, and then work it into its own backstory. Like, say, Eggman was just in the Green Hill Zone, and then he thought to himself, hey, maybe I should make a clone of Sonic to fight him. Like, I already did an attempt at Metal Sonic, and that failed miserably. But if I make a clone of Sonic, then I might be able to beat him. So then he runs off over to a secret laboratory.